ค welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the start of the South America region for the DreamLeague qualifiers. My name is DK Truman. I am joined by Lacoste, and we're going to take away that first game of today with a beautiful one, don't we?
Yeah, it should be a fun one. I mean, South America, the region, after all the reshuffle, I feel like, some of the teams got weaker, but I feel like every team could potentially beat the other one. So there is open qualifier Team Silk, that's going to be playing against Thunder Awaken. Some familiar faces. Of course, Thunder Awaken still looks like a powerhouse in South America, so watch out for them. We're going to see if Team Silk is going to be able to, potentially cause some upset already at the first day of the qualifiers.
Yeah, as you said, it's definitely currently with the loss, of course, the previous year's rosters with EG and Beast Coast. South America is completely open. Granted, we have 3 teams that have been invited to the closed qualifier in Thunder Awaken, Mad Kings, and Bulls, but it doesn't really mean anything because the open qualifier teams look pretty much just as strong, if not stronger, than some of the invited teams, which in other regions tends to be slightly less so. Look at NA, the pretty much invited teams beat every open qualifier team pretty much senseless over there.
Yeah, because if you look at the teams that are in qualifiers, you have Heroic, who came through open qualifiers. These are all like known players that have been playing Dota for a really long time. K1, Schofield, KJ, and then you have a bit of a newer generation of the players, Analog, Davai, Lama, and also like Boom Esports with the South American squad, Panda, Pakaz. So that these players, they have some international experience and everything, but the rest are not as known. So we have new fresh blood coming in. We might see like new Pakaz potentially. And when you said like last year, I'm like, it was this year. What do you mean last year? We were actually in 2024. I got to get used to that one.
Yeah, we're all in a new year, new chances for everything and everyone, and also for the South American teams. I mean, Thunder Awaken, the 2 biggest teams are gone. The road is set for them to take that top spot in the South American region. Will they be able to get it? We'll have to wait and see, and we'll get to see that at the start with the draft in right now to see which heroes will be chosen. And indeed, it is going to be Team Silk versus Thunder Awaken. Team Silk, a open qualifier team. Probably on paper, it would be considered the weakest team, mainly because they have a couple more unknown players than the rest. I do know Hermit, very good micro hero player, but the rest of the team for me is definitely a bit more of an unknown. I was also checking out the other rosters. You've got the Invader squad with Chris Luck and Sladen and Yadomi. That one also looks pretty good. And White Dragons, another team in the made it through open qualifiers. They have HFN, Mr. Jeans, FCR, Hiko, and Yor. So there's some pretty fun squads coming in for the South American region, but right now it's about this game right in front of us, and it's a Centaur versus Phoenix matchup that's kind of as basic as it gets. You see a Phoenix, you get Stampede, you run away.
Or you get close and kill the egg. You have 2 options, which is always good. I want to see if Thunder Awaken removes Mars, because it's such a good hero against Centaur, where Stampede is not as, like, you'd just get trapped inside, and it also synergizes well with Phoenix. Like, these 2 heroes have been really popular, and I know South America loves their Mars, whether we're talking about the mid Mars or the safe lane Mars. They even tried to play pause 4, pause 5 Mars for a really long time on, like, people tried to theory craft. I believe it was Panda who played it and someone else, but yeah, we have to see if they're gonna go for it. Centaur, not your traditional first phase hero. It's not like, it could also be a support one. We've seen that quite a lot in the past few months, being either played as position 5 or position 4. One of the stronger ones when it comes down to, but never mind. Ignore what I just said. It's going to be Centaur off lane and Hoodwink probably paired up with Centaur. Strong killer lane. You have a lot of stuns, and you will be using that double edge multiple times, judging by the amount of stuns that you
10
have.
seconds remaining.
It's pretty similar, I would say, to
5
Centaur
seconds remaining.
Muerta. It's just that I find Centaur Muerta slightly stronger
Dire
as a
team
lane and also better scaling. But yeah, Team Silk, they're not messing around. Slaughter immediately. This could also mean, because they picked it, let's say it blindly, they don't see enemy carry. So I assume that this might be a safe lane Slaughter.
Radiant
Yeah,
team
it's still pretty open. Safe lane Slardar is okay. I did see Khan play it recently against a Centaur plus. I don't know if it was a Hoodwink or it was another like Snapfire or something, and he got absolutely demolished. So hopefully
10
Slardar will
seconds
be able to get a
remaining.
better job against the Centaur, because even though the hero has very low armor
5
and
seconds
the
remaining.
like, it is still a really painful hero, especially if you have some bushwhacks coming in from the Hoodwink.
Radiant team
To try and stay alive in that
Templar
lane, it is
Assassin.
pretty tough.
Both teams going for some extra minus armor. We have Deso carry in Templar Assassin, Slardar plus Vengeful Spirit. So both teams could take Roshan between 15 and 20 minute mark with just these three heroes
10
that they have.
seconds remaining.
I'm wondering if Hermit's going to get
5
any
seconds remaining.
micro heroes to be picked on the offlane. He tends to play a lot of them.
Dire
Beastmaster
team pick.
was one of his fortes. Well, there's the Chen to make sure that that's going to be a little bit more problematic. You'll be able to at least steal all your creeps and probably guard the TA. It is Dark Mago on their team, so it could also be a TA mid if Thunder Awaken chooses to go that route. So they still have a bit of
10
flex
seconds
potential between the
remaining.
two. Silk, Slaughter,
Yeah.
safe or off lane, most certainly.
5 seconds remaining.
You've been saying micro a few times already. What about Meepo? It's a really good Meepo game against these heroes. They can't run away. This hero eats Centaur, Templar Assassin as well, gets rid of Refraction immediately. High armor, doesn't care about Hoodwink nor Chen, pretty much has Dig ability. In terms of burst damage, they do have some with Centaur Hoodwink, but you also have Swap, you have Sunray. So if they want to micro a hero, I'm down for some Meepo on the offlane.
That's actually a very good shout right there. You have so many tools. You Fench Swap, Phoenix Sunray, as you mentioned, and they are very weak against. Like, they have very little against Meepo. It would be beautiful to see. In the other regions, it has been like first phase banned. And it might be that they don't know specific heroes' preferences. I don't know if South America has many like Meepo players. I don't even know if Hermit
Dire
plays it, but
team banned.
could be a very nice surprise. Kunkka still doesn't give away anything, really. It could be a mid off-lane Kunkka.
Radiant team
It's
banned.
okay against a TA because, of course, you hit him with the torrent, his entire refraction's gone, and the hero gets slightly annoyed.
It's a catch. They needed some like low cooldown catch. It's also amazing against Centaur Stampede. You
10
always need to
seconds remaining.
think of that, how you're gonna counter it. So X Mark, they tried to run away,
5
not very
seconds
efficient. You have Swap available, and you have very good ways of protecting the egg. Other three heroes do have stuns, AoE stun. You have Torrent Storm later on Kunkka, so that's gonna be pretty massive. I think in this one, Phoenix can go pretty ham and try to play like slightly more aggressive with his eggs, because these heroes are not really good at hitting the egg.
TA doesn't want to target the egg because it just takes so much away from that heavy burst that you need in a team fight, where you're like
Radiant
2
team
pumps in,
back.
you kill the Vengeful Spirit, or otherwise the team fight's going to be problematic. This Kunkka, I mean, are we going to see the Bloodstone version of Kunkka again with the gigantic Torrent Storm today? They can both build a Heaven's Halberd if the TA is the only damage dealer on the side of Thunder
10
Awaken, so
seconds
there's
remaining.
definitely avenues that Thunder Awaken need to be careful of. I'm
5
digging so
seconds
far
remaining.
Team Silk's drafting choices.
Yeah, I have to agree. I want to see how Thunder Awaken is gonna round up their draft. It might be, you know what it might be? Dark Mago. I believe he's also the one who plays Monkey King from the mid lane. It's a good matchup against Kunkka. This is something that South America really loves to do. Like you see Ember Spirit, you're like, okay, I'm gonna ruin him, pick up my Monkey King. Same goes for Kunkka. It's just a really bad matchup for these heroes, so you need to start like finding a way how you're gonna be able to get some farm, and then you might need to jungle at level 3, try to soak up as much experience, because Templar Assassin can be played at multiple roles. I
10
feel like if this
seconds
is going to
remaining.
be offlane Slardar, you're dealing really well with that Chen plus
5
Templar
seconds
Assassin,
remaining.
extra attack speed coming out from Penitence,
Dire
because
team
Chen is not
Radiant
played,
team
you know, as
picks
that like heavy
Medusa.
support anymore. Okay, using this Pango band to pick up Medusa. Are there any other mana burners left in the pool? AM, AMTA, that sounds pretty horrible. And if you want to play safe lane AM, you're going to be picking into Slardar, so that's a
10
no-go.
seconds remaining.
Yeah. This is
5
a
seconds
tough one to
remaining.
call. You could go for the Meepo yourself and just have fun. As a last pick. It would sound like a Dark Mago hero to me. He does play the weirdest things. I remember his Underlord mid that he used to spam a lot. Don't really think that you're going to have enough damage to kill off the Dusa. If you do, other options. OD is kind of okay, I think. It's good against Dusa, good against Kunkka. The egg is just a little bit of a problem, but you'll just have to figure out another way to handle it.
I'm down to put this TA in the safe lane and just pick a mid laner, because if you're picking carry, then you're gonna have like 2 carries. Okay,
Choose your hero.
this also works. So this is gonna give them some extra speed in the draft, where your TA will be going for Deso, Huskar, like 2 items, Chen with either Solar Crest, yeah, probably Solar Crest in this one, because you need to soak up mostly physical damage, and you're going to be good to go. You also want to be taking Roshan relatively early on. Problem is you have 2 heroes who would like to take Aegis. Both Templar Assassin and Huskar are really good Aegis carriers, so you will need to figure it out who's going to take it in the end. No mana burners whatsoever, but very explosive draft coming out from Thunder Awaken. And, you know, this is Dark Mago Huskar 24, which means that Kunkka is going to be
10
having a
seconds
really bad
remaining.
time. We try to figure out how to ruin Kunkka, and they found a good
5
answer.
seconds remaining.
Yeah, that's really just horrible for the Kunkka. Mid lane, there's nothing that you can realistically do. I mean, if you want to get fancy, you could swap the Dusa to mid, but that's also not a great choice. Regardless, it does look like Thunder Awaken are going all out for that mid-game timing before the Dusa gets too big to handle. They have the Chen for the push. They've got, as you mentioned, the Roche capabilities with the TA and the Huskar. And with the center added on top, you've got a really strong early mid-game hero to just frontline all the damage coming out towards him. Yeah, it's Team Silk that has to try and hold on, it seems.
Team Silk, they don't have bad lineup by any means. This is very good scaling lineup. Their lanes look okay, other than mid lane. I feel like Medusa, Phoenix, it's also a bit of on a slower side, or if they're gonna be pairing up Vengeful Spirit. But overall, if they don't lose like early games so badly, I feel like if they take this game post 30 minutes, we could have an even game.
Yeah, I think the lanes in general, they're not like bad per se, but a center Hoodwink does a lot of damage onto a Phoenix plus Dusa. And same on the other side, removing refraction charges on the TA is pretty hard if this is a 4-position Vengeful Spirit with a Slardar. They don't have any dots between them. Takes some time to get everything going. TA could just be guarded well enough by the Chen, who summons an army of minions.
Let's see how Kunkka is gonna adapt Ryu. Boots of Speed as his first item. Yeah, it's very situational. You would want to have like a bracer, double bracer, phase boots, pick up a bottle in certain matchups. But this one, you need to be able to outrun your opponent, maybe drag the creep wave, so you're gonna need to manipulate and go into jungle. Because it's not gonna be easy. This is just, one of those things that does happen. I think everybody experienced it in their pub games. 24 Huskar, you're like, okay, try to hype it up, keep the spirits high, and then you start lying to your teammates how you're going to be able to play the other lanes well. Keep that BMA attitude.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what happens in the mid as long as the safe lane does well and then the safe lane gets destroyed. It doesn't really matter as long as our off lane just does well and he also gets destroyed, and then you start raging at your teammates because it's still Dota and PMA only works so far.
Yeah, PMA only works until things start to go south real quickly. Then, you know, running out of PMA, running out of Copium as well.
CMC taking some damage, losing a lot of his mana pool. Body blocks as well from Oscar. Luckily enough, Shaka has that attack speed reduction, but there's the Bushwhack coming in. Deuce is almost out of mana, and once the mana is gone, the HP drops very quickly, but they will be able to survive. Lumiere actually takes a lot of damage, and if he TPs to the bottom lane, might not. Yeah, he's going to need to get some regen before he starts hitting creeps.
Yeah, this doesn't look too good for Lumiere. I mean, they're immediately gonna go on him. Oh my god, this is massive. This is... They took this opportunity, saw that he TP'd, and now the walk of shame in Dota, one of the things we enjoy seeing the most.
Walk of shame.
Chen is gonna be
fat.
Level 2.5 until TA gets there.
If he doesn't
maybe
die.
not. If they get
body
some
blocks
extra
from
kills.
Hermit, who, yep, he
Pretends
just
to be
DC'd.
AFK. Oh, we thought it was a good body block. He was AFK. Sometimes it's better to let the game play your hero instead of you.
Yeah, it's not great that you get a DC at this point, because it could have been a nice catch. Luckily enough, doesn't it? I mean, no bash if the deeps are not too problematic. But yeah, TA has to walk back towards the lane. That was a disastrous start. I also really do like the fact that there was probably a call out made that he started with Meld. So Destroyer preemptively, before he even throws out the sun, places a sentry ward right in front of him so that there's no dodging of any spells coming through from the TA.
Yep. And also interesting build from Chen. He did go for Divine Favor, not what we see at the early levels, but this spell has been reworked bazillion times. You know, if somebody asks you like, oh, which one Chen needs the click to be able to teleport the units, because they changed it pretty much. It was Holy Persuasion, Divine Favor between them 5 times. And also this ability now provides armor, and that's quite a lot of armor. Level 1, 12. So you... and also heal amplification. So very good against this heavy physical lineup.
And that's actually a insane amount of armor that you gain from a spell, but it doesn't work. Like when you use it on yourself, you only summon creeps, right? You don't get the armor buff.
That is a good question. Maybe he gets it. Remind me to test it afterwards.
He has it on himself, actually. It does work.
Yeah, he has armor. He does have armor. Yeah.
Okay, so he gets that, plus he summons his creeps. Okay, the more you know.
Physical resistance, 51%. So
that's not a bad rate to start on the Chen. That actually makes it slightly more interesting. I'm never going to touch Chen because I don't like microing anything. It just makes me stressed. Unless it's, yeah, maybe the Enchantress, because it's only one
maybe
thing.
the illusion or something.
Or Warlock.
You destroy the illusion rune.
I tend to do that because it just has no effect for me, or I send the illusion somewhere and they just randomly die. A click on the map, kill some random creeps in the jungle. Hopefully we get to see Hermit return in time, because they did get a very nasty first blood, so you better want that lane to work out. And if mid also goes in favor of
but no, it's not good enough at all. Or wait, is it? Maybe
not too problematically, they could have a pretty good chance here on Team Silk.
Yeah, the problem is you're playing against Huskar as Kunkka, who is currently sitting at only 2 CS, and Dark Mago is gonna start to pump up some extra pressure as well. Needs to control the lane, be on his high ground. They're ready to go.
It's also scary because rotations are most of the time not that great against Huskar. It's surprisingly hard to kill him. If you send out, for instance, the Vengeful Spirit, it's not going to be enough.
Yeah, if you send one hero to gank Huskar, instead of him getting only 1 kill, he gets 2 kills. So
the downside of having that last pick, and I mean, obviously the word cheese has been used a plenty amount, but Huskar is still one of those disgusting heroes. Huskar, Tinker, that just dominate you if you're not careful.
Yeah, it's these heroes that don't have counters. Like, if picked on the last pick, you're like, okay, we don't have anything. The Brood Mothers as well. But I'm surprised we don't see Brood Mother being picked up. Maybe teams are saving something. You know, they don't want to reveal too much.
That's for the main tournament right there. I mean, 33, I would assume, will probably pick it once. I can definitely see him go for that move. It's a disgusting hero if you get it going correctly. There's also the item builds these days. Maybe it could go for the diffuser, but he already has so much movement speed that getting the upgrade is maybe not superb. I guess he could go for Mage Slayer. I mean, everyone does. So why not you as well?
But Bloodthorn is just way too good. And this is what I talked about. Level 3, try to create a new lane for yourself. And that's exactly what Ryu is doing. As a mid laner, you need to have a couple of these tricks up your sleeve. So, because you can't just watch Huskar beat you with burning spears. Try to do maybe one more time.
He is gonna throw out the torrent, see if he can get the creep kill. Yes, he does. Torrent power.
We'll drag the creep wave one more time.
Step lively
I mean, the supports can't really walk. Maybe the Hoodwink could rotate away because Oscar doesn't really need that much support topside. It's actually such a weird... It's like when those lane swaps happen, you know, when everyone's not really sure where they're supposed to go and they start having 5 lanes on the map, dragging all the creeps around. Kind of feels like that.
We don't see that as much as we did in the past, where people are like, okay, I don't want to lane against this hero, so they're constantly gonna... I remember there was one game with Eternal Envy in it where he kept changing for like 7-8 minutes. He did not want to lane. They ended up losing, of course, but because at one point you need to say enough. We have to stop.
I think it's a little bit tougher to do because there's just the gateways. So if you want to swap lanes, they take the gateway. The enemy waits at the gateway, you die. You can't constantly take the gateway anymore. I guess sometimes you just have to take the L. But, you know, Ryu is getting pretty good farm, all things considered. Yes, obviously Dark Mago is just free farming, but Ryu is not that far off of getting okay-ish farm. Same last hits as his safe lane Dusa. Getting good experience as well. I mean, obviously still quite a bit behind. He's going to TP towards the tier 1 tower in mid because he sees creeps. Especially a flag bearer creep that he wants to munch up. Oh, that's just a little bit of extra BM. He doesn't even get the creep kill. Dark Mago is playing this so well.
He needs to be careful. Yeah, Dark Mago sitting at 11 denies in the mid lane. Already used the glyph. So can't use that to die, but he gets level 6 and I can see Ryu dying.
Yeah, Ryu will not really be able to get anything out of this. He does have his phase boots. Rotating for him is also not going to be that easy.
I see Destroyer trying to make a move. Level 3 Vengeful Spirit. It could maybe get a kill with one extra rotation, like one TP rotation from Phoenix. Seems like they are too afraid to go. And also, Vengeful Spirit getting scouted by this cool-looking Kobold Foreman, the best-looking creep in the game.
With this little chalice of whatever kind of blood stuff is in there. Actually, it's empty. Why does the image show that?
Yeah. I was just looking because from the top, the way he's standing, because he's not moving, it's actually empty. But then you look at the portrait of Speed Aura, it has some blood in it.
Yeah. Feels like there might be something gushing out when he's running. They will go in for you with a massive rotation towards mid. Dark Mago's actually dropping very low. The torrent's not going to connect. Phoenix joins the fun, but Hermit, that's the best target to go for him because Slardar does a bunch of physical damage, and Huskar is very weak to physical.
Oof. They brought 4 people just to be able to like protect Kunkka. Kunkka still dies in the end. Oh, Phoenix is very dead here.
When I was just a little bit.
They will manage to get the kills going in favor of Thunder Awaken, but the fact that Dark Mago died is huge. Hermit as well is the same net worth pretty much. Even the Deuce at topside is farming nicely. The only one that is struggling is the Kunkka, but that is no real problem because he is finding more farm than I would have expected.
Sitting at the bottom of the cores, Kunkka can catch up. A couple of stacks, he made a stack for himself, which is on the farm, get himself closer to that level 6, find a neutral item. So that's gonna be something. When he gets both online and then they make rotation with Vengeful Spirit +1, I could see Huskar dying one more time.
That's also not a hero that scales the most in towards the late game. It is pretty annoying with, of course, the Aghanim Scepter, Heaven's Helmet that you eventually get against the Dusa. But when you're talking about a game going 40 minutes, Huskar, it significantly drops off compared to most other mid laners.
Yeah, especially now in like this Shiva's patch. Also, Eternal Shroud, something that he doesn't like to play into, has magical damage, reducing his healing, potentially a Spirit Vessel as well coming out on one of the supports if necessary. But they bring numbers, and Thunder Awaken took down this tier 1 tower in the mid lane. Oscar keeps on farming top, has Stampede available, and he also understands that they're not going to be able to get many kills in this lane, puts multiple points into Retaliate, which I think is a fair play. I've been watching Amar play Centaur. He's very greedy when he plays the hero, because he wants to be able to stay on top of net worth with this hero. And with Max Retaliate, you can't do that.
I mean, it's Amar. With any hero he plays, he's greedy. That's just him. He's the original safe lane from the off lane. He's the one that brought the whole Razor shenanigans going in. Said dipping out. I'm having some really big lag spikes, so for the viewers watching, sorry about that. Sometimes it just warps all over the place.
Yeah, ping is 200. This is South American server, so from Europe don't really get the best ping, but it is what it is. Phoenix will try to dive away. Stampede still available.
Yeah, gonna go in. Nice block there, but the Chen army will find the kill regardless at the end.
Oh, MJZ already level 6.
This is a bit of a problem. They need more. Dark Mago rotates through as well, and the Dusa could not even help. He already used the Stone Gaze. It would be a little bit too risky to go forward. That's a 4k net with lead. Yeah, Hermit just continuing to farm in that bottom lane. He already lost the tier 1 tower as well.
Yeah, with that catapult, and now they're gonna lose another tower top. Chen rotations have been on point. MJZ going into Vlad's, so that's gonna amplify some damage, give lifesteal to both Huskar and Templar Assassin, and most importantly, provide armor for the team.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Yeah, you are playing against the minus armor draft with the Vengeful Spirit Slardar on the Dire side. Phoenix Egg is going to be an important one because they don't have the best egg hit. Well, they have a decent one in the Huskar, obviously. He has insane attack speed. I can get rid of debuffs as well with his life break charge. But all you have to do is just lock him down. It's that simple. Just make sure Dark Mago can't hit the egg and it can go poof. Charge in onto Hermit, gets disarmed. Hermit is dropping low. Burning Spears will be able to take him down, and a huge kill coming out. So that was the Hermit offlane Slardar that was actually doing pretty well in terms of net worth.
Step lively now.
He's pretty farmed. It's just that they need to find some openings. If this game keeps on going like this, Templar Assassin will get Deso. Look at the stack that the Lumiere is already facing. We'll stack it one more time, and then we'll farm it. So expect to see Deso in the next minute and a half, 2 minutes, which will open up the Roche. Chen will finish off his item.
Dark Mago's in the pit.
Speaking of the big bosses, he's already in.
He wants that quick
Alright.
respawn timer coming in. Pre-10 minutes, second Roshan. That's what he's looking for. It's dangerous, of course, because if you do it for the pre-10 minutes, Pre 20 minutes. You're gonna have the roar the second time you go for it, which is always a little bit of the downside, so they know what you're doing. But if you just get rid of the tier 2 tower, they can't defend it.
Yeah, that roar, I feel it needs to be louder. It's it's kind of like a, I don't know.
Random primal beast gargle noises are louder. Where you just walk around and you're like, what, where is he? And he's just farming some random stack in the jungle. Okay, cool.
Phoenix is level 6. Shaka. Oh, nice bushwhack. Gets sniped.
That's a painful couple of kills. 8k net worth lead in 12 minutes time. DCMC is getting good farm, but they need to extend this game. Kunkka's trying to get the Aghanim Scepter as soon as possible so that they have some team fighting prowess between them. But they're just, they're actually getting bullied out of the game. MJZ is ahead of the Kunkka. He is... Janik is also almost ahead of the Kunkka. Yes, he had a pretty bad lane, but this is starting to become a disaster for Team Silk.
Pretty much all they're doing is buffing up, buying like all these small items. Look at what Hoodwink's buying. I've been trying this item build, Mage Slayer, max out Acorn Shot, and then whoever it bounces on gets their magic damage, magic output reduced. Dark Mago's in with the Blink Dagger, and that's gonna be the kill. Can they get the life of Dark Mago? They don't have enough.
Yours ain't mine.
Yeah, and even if you kill him the once, he still has that Aegis for the second life. Yeah, the item makes a lot of sense. Probably better than me going Gleipnir on every Hoodwink I play and getting reported for trying to carry the game.
Let me tell you a secret. Alright, so listen, you want to carry with Hoodwink? This is how you do it. You buy Rotovatos, you need to camouflage how you're gonna go for Glide. You can't buy Maelstrom because then it's considered griefing. So you buy Atos, you buy a Force Staff if you want to be like even more supportive, and then you turn that into Gleipnir plus Hurricane Pike. You can do the same thing with Muerta.
Okay, you heard it here. It's Spectre griefing right there, sneaking up on the enemy. They never know what's coming, and then boom! At the end of the game, they're like, what are these items? When your team loses. When you win...
Who bought these items for me?
Yeah, randomly. I don't know how they got upgraded. Oh, topside them, yeah, is going to get taken down, but in comes Dark Mago with Oscar. Gets a stomp in, has the egg to drop. Dark Mago's actually stunned up because of the Deuce.
Egg's going to go off.
The egg will go kablooey. Will it be before or after? Dark Mago actually might be in a little bit of trouble here. The bash is the stun lock is there. Centaur Stomp was on point. Speaking of which, the second Centaur Stomp comes into play and gets the kill secured. Charge forward by Dark Mago going in. X mark back. Can they get the kill? Dark Mago, he's toggling his way towards victory, or attempting to. He's still toggling that armlet. It's close.
Another stun.
Hermit's dropping low. Hermit is dead, and another big fight continuing in favor of Thunderwake. And
no way, he's doing it.
He's at 4 lives. He should have been dead ages ago, but he keeps toggling at the opportune moment where no damage comes in and stays alive. That is, yeah. That's impressive.
That's so close. Like it always gives me anxiety watching Oscar toggle that armlet. But we gotta give credit to Oscar in that fight because he was the one who controlled the whole backline, front line, 3-4 men stuns multiple times. And Oscar did 6,000 damage in the previous fight, and they're still not done.
Yeah, they're going in for Hermit and looking for the tier 2 tower top that will be cleared out. During that fight, by the way, the Dusa did 5k damage, and I think 4.5k of that 5k damage was just on the Huskar that he healed up with the armlet toggles.
Lumiere gets a solo kill onto Shaka, kills Phoenix in front of Medusa. Not much she can do. There's a lot of like dead net worth on Kunkka at the moment. Chen is even more farm than him, because right now all you have is a bit of stats. You have Point Booster, which gives raw HP, raw mana, and then Ogre Axe. So it's still a long way until you get Aghanim Scepter.
Is there, like, with this deficit that's already, you know...
No.
Yeah, okay. I don't even have to answer the question. It's just no. The fight looks pretty good, though.
It looked okay, yeah, but Dark Mago's gonna have BKB for the next fight, so he is not gonna get stun locked. There are still some stuns that go through debuff immunity, Bash of the Deep, Stone Gaze, Medusa. She does have like decent amount of farm. This is Dragonlance Manta style, going into Butterfly next. Even though it's a 16k gold lead, you know, this has not been like the cleanest execution. But if they make mistakes a few times, this lineup from Dire side, they do scale.
There's the Phoenix Egg being dropped. Stone Gaze from Medusa as well. Centaur Stomp onto the Egg is going to get blown up. Dark Mago needs to be careful. It's actually going to get bashed up by Hermit. A huge kill gets secured. Medusa's just pumping out damage, but is running out of mana and needs to get the TP away. Will not be able to disengage because Oscar's got those big hoof stomps right on top of him. Hermit, the next one down. Lumiere hits him with a nice side blade on top of his own trap denial, just you know, finesses right there at the end.
Yeah, these are level 30 TA players. They know all the tricks in the book. So the problem is they have like so many things to focus on. If you don't kill Huskar, then TA is gonna go ham. Oscar has Shiva's Guard, Blink Dagger going into Halberd's next. TA about to finish off her Aghanim Shard, which is gonna be a good way of silencing people. Great against Phoenix. Then you can again expect TA to go and solo kill people. Huskar as well going into Haven's Halberd. So next Roshan on the menu in potentially minute and 30 seconds since they killed it so early.
Yeah, there's gonna be an easy cleanup for them, especially with the TA getting this much farms, going for the Hurricane Park, no BKB just yet. Also doesn't have the shard yet, which obviously TAs tend to get at a reasonable timing these days. And
he's way too farmed. He can go for whatever, pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, even the supports can go for pretty much whatever they want and have a little bit fun. Obviously, you need to stay very focused because these are very important qualifiers.
Oh, good game, well played. In the old chat says sorry.
That's why you should remove the micro.
Remove that. Yeah, absolutely. Just don't use that one.
The macro is it's just get rid of it, make it some funny voice line or something. Unbind, please. Dark Mago looking for a target here. Destroyer. Gets blown up. 3 hits coming in. Shaka on the Phoenix. Pushback holds him down, and their attention is the tier 2 tower in mid. Probably high ground right afterwards. It's not much really to lock him down. Dusa, what's he got? Okay, Dragonlance going for the Butterfly next.
At Thunder Awakened, they got all the auras, double Solar Crest. Vlad. Huskar is going for AC, so that's going to be an extra one. Shiva's Guard. I don't know if they noticed, but you're losing your barracks, and it might be too late if you don't start right away. Kunkka finally has his item. Torrent Storm is available.
Swamp comes in, they're quickly trying to get the kill secured, but my god, BKB used, then he is just fine. They get the double in response. TA bursts like crazy. Ryu throws everything and the Garden Sink at his opponent. And Yaro's actually taking a decent amount of damage. Might die to the Torrent Storm, will stay alive because the Dusa is still chilling in the enemy's triangle and just relaxingly getting some creep kills while their tier 4s are dropping.
Well, Lumiere getting kills left and right, and they're gonna call it 20-minute game. They bought all the auras. Yeah, Medusa's, maybe he canceled it. He's like, yeah, the game is over. But yeah, nice showing from Thunder Awaken. It was a good attempt from Team Silk to try to swap into Slardar stun, but Centaur Oscar has been on point with his stuns. Like whether we're talking about the initiation or a counter stun, he played it real perfectly. And also Dark Mago, he popped off Kunkka. Now, didn't have the best time of his life. He got Huskard and Hoodwink as well. 8-0-15 on the heroes. I mean, this was a complete domination. Even though the game started, I don't think you can ask for anything better. They got the first blood, and TA did not have TP available, so had to run back, but they still managed to lose the lane and lose the game.
Yeah, I think a big part of it is just Thunder Awaken is a very good team, and they are contenders for the best in South America. So Team Silk, they're going to have to go back to the drawing board because this was a very one-sided affair. Obviously, having that last pick, Huskar, against the Kunkka is just never fun for you. But in game number 2, hopefully they'll be able to resolve this issue and get us a more competitive match, because there was just nothing that they could do at one point. They got a couple of pretty good fights in that. We did definitely see the one at the top from Team Silk was nice, but Dark Margo's individual class really came through with the armlet toggling where he just refused to die. But that was game number 1. We'll be going towards a quick break and get everything ready for game number 2. We'll be right back.
I'm a creature with no skeleton inside your hands. Got no home address, I come and go as you command. And it's fine with me, and it's fine. I'm a bandit that you use to keep from bleeding out. I'm the lover you don't love, but love to keep around. And it's fine with me, promise that it's fine. Maybe I'm a fool. It's not like I'm expecting something new. You need examination. I'll be your medication. Whatever, whenever, I'll never tell you I'm a picture on your shelf that some days makes you smile. Then I gather dust and watch you go about your life. And it's fine with me. I swear it's fine. I'd be offended if I still had any dignity. Instead of savoring the drink, it's slowly killing me. Say it's fine with me. Tell me that it's fine. I'm such a fool, 'cause I don't have the will to run from you. You need examination. I'll be your medication. Whatever, whenever, I'll never tell you no. Break me down. Go ahead and break me down. Go ahead and break me down. Go ahead. You need examination. I'll be your medication. Whatever, whenever, I'll never tell you
It starts with this, a person that you miss. Mind draws a blank. I wanna go back to the early days when life was an escape. Now I just wait for better days. I lost myself in your reality. Lost myself. I lost myself in your reality. Lost myself. I feel that life, according to a friend, we're all shrink wrapped in families and making ends meet, stuck
Welcome back, ladies and gents, for game number 2 between Team Silk and Thunder
10
Awaken.
seconds
My name is
remaining.
DK Truman, and I am joined by the wonderful cast
5
for this
seconds remaining.
South American flair of the matchup between these two teams. Game number 1 didn't look too great for Team Silk, did it?
Not really. I mean, they had
Another
like
team
one
pick.
big fight that they did okay. It's just that Dark Mago outskilled them with his armlet toggles. Could have been a slightly different fight. Maybe the game would have been delayed. It was all about delaying until the Slardar and Medusa come online, but it never really happened. They were lacking some of
10
the damage,
seconds
the
remaining.
sustain that they had, double Solar Crest, Vlad's, and also Divine Favor
5
maxed out
seconds
on
remaining.
Chen. I believe that's 24 armor, so that's pretty massive. You're literally not taking damage. You throw that onto Huskar, he goes in, has a little bit of extra lifesteal from that Vlad's, and
Radiant
he
team
goes
pick.
ham as he did. Thunder Awaken will pick up Hoodwink one more time. I like that Thunder Awaken banned both some of these offlaners that they play really well. This is how they got through the qualifiers, managed to win open qualifiers with Visage and Lycan. Both of these heroes, set the tempo, and once they hit the peak, something similar like the last game could happen, because
10
you
seconds
get pretty
remaining.
big on certain heroes, couple of aura items, one
5
guy that is
seconds
almost
remaining.
unkillable, and then you group up together, you take Roche. So I want to see if Team Silk is going to be able to speed things up a little bit. And speaking of speeding things up, they did pick a Centaur Warrunner, so this time it's going to be on their side. I want to see what they're going to be pairing up with. I
Dire
already
team
mentioned Muerta in the previous one. I feel this might be the pairing because it gives you so much team fight, it gives you control damage, scaling as well, and also the item build that I mentioned, this Road of Athos, works really well, and then you can start scaling even as a position 4.
Radiant team ban.
Yeah, there's plenty of options still left. I do like the Centaur pick from Team Silk. Obviously, the Centaur plus Hoodwink lane is hard to do with. Dusa did do a very good job at staying sustained regardless. But in general, there's a reason they pick up that Hoodwink again
10
last
seconds
game. I
remaining.
think he ended the game 8-0 and 15 most damage
5
in his
seconds
team,
remaining.
most kills in his team dealt. 0 deaths, and he was pretty much everywhere to hit the
Radiant
crucial
team
bushwhacks
pick.
in those team fight engagements. You mentioned it. Mage Slayer, it is a hero that builds it pretty nicely with the Acorn shot bounce. I'm loving the fact that they're bringing Hoodwink a little bit back in the games. It has been in a couple of previous
Dire
matches
team
where
pick.
slowly I see the hero being built up again.
Yeah, the hero is popular. I think the biggest one was addition to like cast range and also attack range, so you can use that from very far away. But also
10 seconds remaining.
all the spells have been buffed
Dire team
multiple patches in a row, and we wanted to see Mars maybe in the
Radiant
previous
team
game
pick.
as a response to Centaur Warrunner. Didn't happen, but Thunder Awaken will pick it up. They know what's good on side of Team Silk. Centaur Warrunner plus Rubik, this is another iconic lane. I just don't believe in a Rubik as a hero
10
at the moment, even though the hero
seconds
got buffs in terms of like lowering the cooldown on his abilities. But
5 seconds
yeah, I think the
remaining.
biggest problem was when they
Radiant
removed how
team
much
pick.
damage is reduced on Fade Bolt. Level 1 Fade Bolt almost does absolutely nothing. You can't trade, so that's you can sense that I have some ties to Rubik, that I feel sad about it. And on the other side, this is going to be another strong lane, Clockwork plus Morphling, in terms of catching Morphling and
seconds
being able to
remaining.
kill Morphling. These heroes are okay-ish, but you need to hit your
5
spear
seconds
before he gets the
remaining.
shift off, Hoodwink with the Bushwhack, and then into ulti. But not going to be the easiest task. These are all skill shots, so they need something. Something from a mid lane. I also like Puck. I think Ember's also fine for Thunder Awaken, because they don't have many things to control this Puck. Centaur Warrunner, a hero that doesn't build into blink like immediately, and it's also not an instant stun, so you can dodge that. You have Rubik, who doesn't max out his stun early on, so I feel like you could get away.
Dire team ban.
This also works, another elusive hero.
Yeah, they also have the ban so they can get rid of the puck themselves and make get rid of the annoyances that Team Silk can go
Radiant
for.
team ban.
Going forward, I do have the same grievance as you with the Rubik. When you pick Rubik these days, you just pretty much go out and say, I'm going to lose the lane. It's just the way it works. Lose lane, win game. Unless you're, of course, top sim. For some reason, his mid Rubik
10
works every
seconds
single time.
remaining.
But that is a very big specialist in a
5
very
seconds
niche
remaining.
market when it comes to mid-hero
Radiant
matchups.
team ban.
And my motto for Rubik was lose lane, lose game
Dire
recently.
team ban.
I'm just not feeling the hero at the moment. I feel it has a lot of downsides. Mostly it's the laning stage where you don't put as much pressure as you did before. And this is an interesting one. Removing Ursa, removing Monkey King. These are potentially Diffusal Blade
10
buyers
seconds
later on.
remaining.
And these are also heroes that lane well into Centaur Warrunner. They
5
didn't get
seconds
rid of
remaining.
Lifestealer, but I don't think you care too much about that. Since you have Morphling, you would love them to pick up that hero. Anyway, so they will need to figure out what they want to play against Morphling. There's also Faceless Void available, which is always going to be great against Morph. Other options,
Slark still a
if they
hero.
will, Slark's okay. I don't think Slark has a good laning stage against Centaur, so he
Very
could
little
struggle.
does.
Yeah, he tends to get online much later on when Centaur.
Dire team
But
pick.
yeah, let's. I think it's a good PL game as well if they want to go that route. But I don't know if Thunder Awaken wants to farm for like 30-40 minutes or if they want to speed things up.
Yeah, it's also a hero that doesn't really love laning against the Centaur Warrunner for
10
about the same
seconds
reasons.
remaining.
It's just 2 hits and you die pretty much. Most
5
heroes hate Centaur,
seconds
but most of the time you get something range against him, like a Drow Ranger, or yeah, about a Troll Warlord could also be a possibility. Is okay against the Morphling, depending on what item build you go for.
Yeah, you could. I mean, if there was no Morphling, I would say
Radiant
there's also a
team
good
pick.
Razor game. But yeah, speaking of speeding things up, they will pick up Alchemist, so they want to hit an earlier timing. They think that they have enough. Storm Spirit's very maneuverable early on, can rotate, relieve some pressure off Alchemist, so can Enchantress. And I can also see Thunder
10
Awaken with
seconds
this
remaining.
Enchantress. 6 minutes, try to secure the mid
5
tower, which they
seconds
did in the
remaining.
previous one. So this hero needs to have, some kind of a sustain, something that can play fast.
Yeah, normally when I see an Alchemist in a lineup where Dark Mago is involved, it usually is going to be played by Dark Mago in that mid, but unfortunately they already got the Storm Spirit, so Lumiere will be the one wielding it most certainly. And Team Silk to counter out an Storm Spirit and an Alchemist. What heroes in mid can you go for that win the lane? I mean, Ember Spirit is still available. That's pretty okay against the Storm Spirit. Other options, Pangolier.
You may now
Diffusal Blade's a
select
good
your
one against the
heroes.
Alchemist.
Yeah, diff is always going to be good. It's just that you lose the lane to Storm Spirit. It's just the way it is. Melee hero into Storm. You don't possess a kill threat unless Storm Spirit makes like a massive mistake. But it's another hero that provides them with a little bit of extra team fight, catch in the backlines. A hero that doesn't care about Enchantress, so he can always burst her. Same goes for Hoodwink. Support duo this time on Thunder Awaken, I would say they're much squishier than they were in the previous one, but we'll have to see how much of a farm can Lumiere get, how many stacks, and most importantly, he's the most vulnerable between like 6-10 minute mark, 11. So I want to see Team Silk, full pedal on the gas, just go ham and try to hunt down this Alchemist, because they have heroes that can fight, especially if both supports get like earlier level 6s. Clockwork, he gets the jump on Alchemist, Enchantress, Hoodwink. These heroes, they die.
You just need to make sure that the lanes go a bit better than they did last time around. It should be, I mean, still Ryu is going to have, as you mentioned, a bit more of a struggle in the mid, but it should at least be better than the Kunkka versus Huskar matchup that he had last game, so everything is an improvement from that point forward. You being a Rubik enjoyer, I also spam Rubik. I think it's my most played hero. I actually have a negative win rate on this stupid hero, but I still keep playing it all the time because I just love the possibilities you can have in certain games. Having that Arcana, it's very sad, right?
You're never gonna unlock that Arcana, it seems.
Oh no, I have the Arcana unlocked completely ages ago. But the fact that the Arcana is like one of the only skins that actually nerfs your hero, like you steal Macro Pyre and then it's green, so the enemy sees, oh, that's the Rubik's Macro Pyre, stuff like that, where you're like, oh, yep, this actually is kind of sucky.
Yeah, but it's good for your team. A lot of the times you'll see your own teammates running away from your own spells if it's not green, so it's a kind of a win-lose situation, I would say. It really depends. If you're playing with good teammates who are paying attention, then remove that Arcana.
Yeah, but it's nice to see, like, when you steal the meatball from Voker and you see like a big square rolling around, it's just too much fun. You're like, this is me, I did this, I am useful, and then you lose the game because you were slightly less useful than you thought. Nonetheless, any surprise moves here so far? Not really. Both teams invade. Both teams won't find anything. The Morphling should just walk back to the lane because if he gets anywhere close, it's always dangerous as a Morph.
And no real surprises. Centaur adjusting his item build
The
slightly.
battle begins.
He will be playing into Alchemist, all this minus armor. Usually you see Ring of Protection, maybe double Ring of Protection, but instead he will get Raid Band, no Quelling Blade this time. Maybe he needs to get Quelling Blade just for later stages. I mean, like, you get it almost immediately. He's bringing something onto Courier, it's going to be Tangos. But yeah, since you're playing against Hoodwink, you might need to get it.
It's always
Not
nice.
in the lane, but, you know, it's
In general.
it should be good in general to cut it down.
Yeah, it's one of the additional pluses. Wait, did OTP got cancelled? Yeah, MGC's TP got cancelled by Shaka, who was badgering him with the battery assault and the Enchantress Force level Wisps. And take the gateway that way through. Will Shaka chase him? No, because that would mean he put the Morphling all alone against a Mars, a plus Hoodwink. But at least they have some time to get good harassing onto the Alchemist.
Level 1, it is a lot of harassment. He needs to be careful. Might need to pop that healing salve pretty soon. Another stun, Blood Grenade, Fate Bolt, especially when they get level 2. With Double Edge, this Alchemist could die very easily.
Yeah, isn't as tanky just yet. But it does show exactly how much respect he has for the Centaur lane by starting off the game with a healing salve in his inventory. Not something a lot of safe laners tend to do.
Experienced safe laners, they know when to buy healing salve, some of the bad matchups. You remember those patches? That was so stupid, where you, as a position 5, but there it is, Lumiere.
Yep, there's the
Stun,
catch.
and it will drop.
Yeah,
Not much.
You always had to buy a healing salve.
Buy healing salve, yeah.
Ooh. Bottom lane, they find the morph. Both safe lane is taken down. Yeah, the change that they made it do half the regen. I'm happy they made it so that they don't keep asking for it. But there are still some safe laners that are like, then you just buy me 2 healing salves.
Yeah, just buy 2 healing salves, no biggie. I'll spend all my gold and the 2 sentries plus a couple of tangos.
Yeah, that's a sad
Enchanter
game
stop.
right there. They do it's so much damage. Double edge, hoof stomp, zap, kill. And still, you don't reduce the damage that much, but the Rubik does do significant damage himself, especially once Fate Bolt gets to level 2. You can't really do much as an Enchantress.
Boom! There it goes.
Mid matchup, yeah, no surprising. It's favorable for Dark Mago.
Radiant structures.
They will need
are
to make some
fortified.
stacks for Alchemist to come back into the game, relieve some pressure. I also want to see Dark Mago making a rotation. He's dropping very low. He tried to play very aggressive, but Clockwork seems like he's gonna drop. They need another one, another hit, and Oscar will secure it.
Squeezy lemon squeezy. Destroyer near Dark Mago trying to possibly get something going. Actually, there's a move forward. Dark Mago trying to disengage from the area. Will get jumped at. Very low in HP. Enchantress is closing in. Ryu, should they be able to get the kill? There's going to be the heal from MJZ. Is it going to be enough? Dark Mago, the blocks come in. And Destroyer's actually dying to the Wild Wings tornado at the moment. He's on the run, does have himself brown boots, so should be able to outrun the Enchantress.
Oh, Dark Mago, he might drop here. Has Tango up and running, but he's thinking, how do I get to any runes? Oh, he's gonna TP to Outpost and might not even pick it up. Genek wants to secure it for him.
Yeah, he's there, but Ryu can just shield crash on top, or can he? Close range. He's not gonna go for it. He'd have the swashbuckle available, will actually use it to disengage. So Dark Mago, thanks to that rotation from Genek, has a bit of a chance in that mid lane. Otherwise, it would have become a far more disastrous endeavor.
Yeah, it's a lot of fixing for this rotation on Dark Mago, because Rubik caused him a lot of issues, and then they needed to rotate one hero from the bottom. He also had to use a TP, so this kind of equals it out in terms of net worth as well. Both mid laners sitting very close to each other.
Clockwork bottom lane with the cogs, making sure that the mana gets drained on both the Mars and the Hoodwink, so there's not going to be a lot of spam coming out from those two heroes at the very least to take down the Morphling a second time. Even though Morphling is a bit struggling in that lane. And Hermit top lane. Top net worth. On the Centaur War Runner. He is, I mean, it is Centaur. It's kind of what the hero does these days.
Yeah, he does, especially against melee heroes. He tends to win those lanes. Very nice attack animation, a lot of damage. Very tanky, keeping a point for now in case he needs to put more into retaliate, or if they see an opportunity to get another kill on Lumiere.
With those rotations previously being made, Dark Mago is now bottom of the cores, and Ryu is almost level 6. One more creep should get him to that point. The runes are about to spawn. It's going to be a rune topside, illusion rune picked up by Destroyer. No bottle refill. In the meantime, Genek is being chased by Shaka. Swashbuckle in. One more hit needed. And he'll just throw the blood grenade to finish the job. Take down the Hoodwink.
Yeah, much better start for Team Silk this time. I mean, they had a great start in the first game, but that was about it. You know, this first minute and a half or two, and then everything went pretty bad for them. Rubik doing a lot of work securing these runes, leaving Hermit alone top, but that also leaves Alchemist in a situation where he can farm. Because you see Rubik mid, Centaur can't solo kill you. Now with Rubik getting closer, they might be able to get a kill onto Lumiere. I would love to see some kind of rotation, maybe even a TP rotation. Problem is Ryu doesn't have much mana to work with.
Yeah, we'll need to refill his bottle. There is still a bounty rune to get it done. Or one of his supports just needs to die, which some tend to do very quickly. Make a suicidal play. It should be a 1-for-1 wisdom rune trade.
Is under attack.
And they're all pretty far away from each other the entire time on the I'm looking at the minimap and everyone is just nowhere close to the enemy.
Thunder Awaken, they feel they need a little bit of farming time. Storm Spirit, also interesting build on him. Picked up Soul Ring, not the item that I've seen. I guess it's also good since you're going to be playing into mana burn. So you're like, oh, Storm Spirit has 0 mana. Suddenly he pops it and gains 170 mana. We're talking about the beautiful Pango. First Stampede.
It's a disengage needed because Destroyer is towards mid trying to help out. Dark Mago zips in with his now level 7 Storm Spirit. Does a ton of damage and still has plenty of mana to spare. Got that infused raindrop as well, so it's always a nice addition to have. It soaks up so much damage. Oh, Dark Mago looking for the Morphling. Bushwhack comes out and very quickly blows him up with that double damage rune that he just secured. The Observer Ward did not get scouted out just yet, so a huge kill on towards the Morphling.
Morphling pinged where it could possibly be, but they're still not done. Ryu getting jumped.
Towards mid, while the Ripper is even charging forward to try and drag him back, but too far away. Storm Spirit didn't have much mana left. 14 magic wand charge. He'll be pretty happy right now. It started to be a bit of a struggle, but has overtaken most of the other cores. Is now second in net worth. The only one above him is gonna be that Centaur.
And you can see Thunder Awaken, as soon as Alchemist goes to jungle, they start to put some more pressure onto enemy heroes. They try to outnumber them. So Alchemist can free farm Rolling Thunder.
Dodged completely.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Oscar still being chased down. Should die, but at least is keeping them occupied for as long as he possibly can. Oh, this
Still
is
alive,
so much time
Rocket.
wasted.
He does not want to take it.
Does die, but it was a
Dire's top tower
what
is
15-second
under
chase
attack.
in total.
Pretty much. And Alchemist is getting that net worth, almost the most farm hero in the game. Made some stack for himself. Cleared it. Going for Radiance. No surprise there. MJSB has been slightly more silent than in the previous one. Maybe he can take over the lane once Alchemist goes to jungle. We expected him to make a rotation towards the mid lane, play with the catapult, try to secure the tower. But Dark Mago was the one who got initiated on. Destroyer was on his ass 2 times in a row.
Dire's
So
top tower is under
let's see
attack.
where the rune is. Gonna be top. Dark Mago picks it up.
They're keeping it pretty well close here on the side of Team Silk. It's only a 1k net with lead for Thunder. And that's definitely a big plus considering they're playing with an Alchemist. Normally the lead should be a lot worse. Hermit top lane is going to get dove on by Dark Mago, who has that haste rune, so it does feel a little bit more confident, but the center stampede to get Hermit out of there. Is he going to be able to disengage? The damage is coming in and there's no support. No one is TPing to help out the center top.
A little bit surprising. I guess they try to go onto mid lane because they see Clockwork with the hook shot on cooldown. And Jenek with no sharpshooter, so that means he got on top of him and then sharpshooter to get out of the cogs. That's always going to be a good one. Some big stacks being made by Jenek in their triangle. Eventually Alchemist will go there and clean those up.
Yeah, Destroyer did steal the sharpshooter as well, so they have some heavy bursts if they can get good control on a hero like the Alchemist or someone else that they might spot around the map. Oscar's going Vlads, yeah. Vlads, always good. Dark Mago Orchid. Control up the Pango a little bit more. Alchemist Radiance. Okay, that one's definitely not surprising. But the Diffusal Blade from the Pangolier is closing in. That should be a really big addition. Actually, he's not going. What's he going for?
No, he's going for Mage Slayer.
Oh,
So that's
Dire's top
that's a
tower
really
is
good
under
one.
attack.
Just like reduce their magic damage output by 40% on a Storm Spirit, and you having magic resistance, you don't take damage. Make shield crash as well, basically immortal. But this will also delay your diffusal timing.
Dire's top tower is
Yeah.
under attack.
I'm interested. I mean, obviously, Mage Slayer is always really good because it's not just magic damage;
Dire's
it's just
bottom
all your
tower
spell
is under
damage. So it's also
attack.
good against like Alchemist with the Unstable Concoction and Acid Spray. Which is a nice plus. Shaka getting zipped on, hook shot to annoy Dark Mago for a little bit longer. You have Ryu back in mid now as well, but they're gonna need a couple of rotations soon to make plays happen. Ryu actually right-clicking away at Jenek. It's a universal hero, does do a lot of damage.
Yeah, does have Lens of Pursuit, so extra damage. He becomes budget Ricky. When attacking from behind. Radiance about to be completed, needs extra 400 gold. Hermit. They want to
The
kill him before.
damage. They tried to get the kill on Unstable Concoction. Gets stolen. The downside is there, because he used the sharpshooter, he actually knocked himself back on the high ground. So Rubik had to walk around to start the unstable concoction cast, and it was a little bit too far away. Zip in towards mid by Dark Mago, going for shock again. Dark Mago's out of mana. Doesn't have his Soul Ring at the ready. A small zip still available, but with Hermit joining the fun, will not get out of dodge. And that's a 4-kill streak picked up for only a Clockwork Death. A huge engagement towards mid for Team Silk.
Yeah, much closer game in the second one. Wrath,
Dire's middle tower
they
is
fixed some of the
under
issues that they had, and now they're gonna start to put some pressure. Buff Mage Slayer, please, so it works on
Radiant
towers
are
as well.
scanning.
Yes,
kidding.
do 120 dot damage on towers. That makes so much sense. You already have what the Orb of Corrosion now working on towers. What more do you want? Enchantress, drop in low, Rolling Thunder. Ryu actually turns around, and the zip got stolen, but Destroyer can't even get the cast off. DMCA in trouble. Oscar's chasing, has the arena and spear at the ready. Hook shot to hold Oscar back, and indeed they will do exactly that. The Blink Dagger reveal from Hermit. Dark Mago's going to get dragged back by Morphling playing Storm Spirit. On to the low ground they go. Hermit's got the blink in a second. Will be able to get the blink stun onto Dark Mago. Plus
got
the
him.
center stampede. They'll look for Genic. That's going to be a very big chase here from Team Silk. Lumiere wants to take the fight with the Radiance, it seems, or just stun himself. Maybe he gets close enough to the peaks to at least do some damage to those. But yeah, he'll build out. The tier 1 tower mid
Radiant's
is going to be
top
the
tower
target.
is under attack.
Yeah, Ryu is pretty massive on this Pango. Unkillable, pretty much. Shield crash, magic resistance, you hit anyone with that. They don't deal damage, but the biggest winner is Lumiere in this one. You can see his network skyrocketing. He even stacked the triangle one more time for himself. Can't even farm it, considering how many stacks there are that will need to use ulti one more time.
Yeah, Alchemist farming speed always nice to see. The downside is, you know, Alchemist at one point dies, all that net worth is gone, which is the downside of the old classic 4 Protect 1 plays. But the Morphling's also not too shabby. Second in net worth, creeping up pretty nicely. Genic's gonna get caught inside the cards. Wants to jump out of there with the sharpshooter, but another one comes in, and Hermit's really getting these catches on the center.
He's been popping off. Going into Lotus Orb next, it seems. Not that good of a Lotus game. I guess he wants to protect his Morphling, maybe his Pango with Lotus against this freshly bought Orchid and Storm Spirit. It's being delivered as we speak.
It's always
Dire's
nice
top
against
tower
Alchemist
is
at the
under
very
attack.
least. And against, as you mentioned, the Orchid, Electric Vortex, drag back. And obviously later down the line you'll have other items like Scyther fights and stuff coming into play. But that's no concern now yet. I guess armor
Dire's middle tower
is always
is under
nice to
attack.
have extra on the center, especially against an Alchemist who is Acid Spray is physical, Unstable Concoction is physical. They
Radiant's
do
bottom
quite a
tower
decent
is
amount of
under
damage.
attack. Dire's
Yeah, if he
middle
wants to
tower
tank
is
up,
under
turn
attack.
this, cloak
Radiant
into something, he might go for
structures are
Eternal Shroud or Pipe. I wouldn't mind seeing Pipe because most of their damage is magical anyway.
And while upgrading the Veil of Discord is never a bad choice when you play against an Enchantress and an Alchemist. Remove a portion of their healing. But that's for later down the line for Hermit. It does seem Morphling. Yeah, Manta Style's almost done. Once he's got that done, it's time for Kanda. I like Kanda. I also like
It's
the
kind-
word Kanda. I don't know why.
Yeah, it's kind of good. Let's see.
Jump in, catch onto the Clockwork. Kill comes out. With the center stampede, they try to get themselves back in towards mid. Rio's gonna get jumped, but in response, again, Hermit's on his tippy toes, gets the quick catch. Alchemist charging forward, going for the backline jump onto the Rubik Nose.
Fly back from Clockwork.
To get taken down. Clockwork rejoins the fray. Oscar's on the run, but their attention is going to be Lumiere on that Alchemist.
He's alone.
He's stuck inside the cogs. He has nowhere to go, and he's going to get dunked on as well by Hermit. They're making some painful mistakes here on Thunder Awaken.
Radiant are scanning.
Storm will need to be much more careful. Dark Mago Already a third death on his Storm Spirit. Herbert has his number. He needs to be careful. Maybe catch him, or needs to be slightly more careful. Problem is that he didn't have a hero that goes in first. Now you have Mars with the Blink Dagger. There it is. Cleared away. Hook shot. Can he maybe get it off? No, he can't. He got silenced.
Guys. Oh, barely survived as well. And for more, Dark Mago will be able to zip all the way back to safety. There is an Electric Vortex stolen, so if you dive in, you have to be careful of the possible double lockdown with Telekinesis Electric Vortex.
Is under attack.
Yeah. And again, it's a Rubik plus Morphling game, so they could use two of your abilities even better. There it is. You mentioned it. They're in trouble. They're in serious trouble on Thunder Awaken. This is Alchemist lineup we're talking about. 19 minutes into the game. They don't have net worth advantage. And in terms of scaling, they're going to get outscaled. This is Pango, Centaur, and Morphling. Morphling who's having a really good time. Mantis style done, so he doesn't care too much about this Orchid anymore. There's going to be a Lotus Orb that we mentioned, getting very close to it, 900 gold away.
Yeah, it's not looking too great. A couple of fights for Dark Mago that went horribly sour. Is going for the Kaya Sands to try and sustain a little bit more in these engagements. But this Pangolier is actually not going for the Diffuser. Instead going for the Manta style completely against the Orchid. And is closing in on it. He's got really good farm after those couple of fights.
I don't mind that. Maybe like a Diffusal Blade afterwards, and then you can turn that also into Disperser, have another way of dispelling yourself, and having that damage. Dark Mago is going to die one more time. They're hunting them down.
And they're chasing him for Genic. Kill gets secured. Ryu with the Rolling Thunder onto MJZ. Morphling TP'd towards mid to join the fun and possibly get a free kill if he is so lucky. It's going to be going to Ryu. And 3 kills for Team Silk. We get ourselves the pause because the Hoodwink DC'd. But I guess they also need a bit of a breather. Talk to each other while this technical issue comes up and be like, guys, what's going on?
Yeah, what's going on should be the question. I think this game is slipping away. With each fight that they lose, their chances of winning this game are much, much lower. Like, your Storm Spirit, he doesn't deal much damage. He gets hit by this Mage Slayer. Mars gets hit by it. It's going to be very difficult for them to kill any of the heroes. Morphling will have Lotus Orb. All 3 cores will have a way of dispelling things. And yeah, Rubik can provide you with a little bit of a save with the Glimmer Cape. Clockwork also going for 1, it seems. But they can keep hunting them down. They have very good heroes to gank with.
Yeah, it's looking pretty sublime. DCMC on that Morphling already has the Chrysalis done. So next out of piece is going to be the Phylactery. And then the supports, like the Hoodwink and the Enchantress, are about an Adaptive Strike and a waveform away from dying. What's the Alchemist build going to be? It's AC, build more armor, it seems. Hopefully, they'll be able to, I honestly, get back in control for the Thunder Awaken side because it is slipping fast. The net worth advantage is still only 1k, but considering you're up against Alchemist, it's
more.
huge.
Yeah, it's massive. And Pango is going back for that Diffusal. Still burning mana on heroes is pretty damn big. So, we're trying to make something happen in this bottom lane. Observer ward plays down. It's just that no one is there.
Yeah, Hermit knows something funky was up, so quickly dipped out. They're looking to go for Roshan on Thunder Awaken. They don't really have the greatest Rosh lineup, so it's going to take a little bit of time. But there is no one even considering the fact that they might go Rosh.
Yeah, this is not the best Roche taking lineup, so maybe they don't even expect it. They do have Vlad, so there's going to be some extra damage, extra sustain coming out, minus armor from Acid Spray, Orb of Destruction as well. But this is big. If they allowed Morphling to pick it up, this game would be in a really bad spot for Thunder Awaken. It already is.
Dark Mago, is he going to be the one picking up that Aegis? Probably so, because he does manage to get jumped most of the time. Kaya is finished. He's going for the Sange next. The BKB is going to be a necessity this game on that Storm Spirit to try and recover. This Rubik's actually very farmed. They did already get rid of the Tormentor, so he's got a Shard, he's got Glimmer Cape. He's got plenty of tools. It's a good shard game because if you steal the Mars' spear, you get a 2-man spear catch. It's always nice to have some spells that you can combo with your shard when you steal something.
And you'll most likely be looking to steal that. Maybe like Acid Spray, Vortex is good, Bushwhack, Sharpshooter. You don't want to steal anything from Enchantress pretty much.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Yeah, it's always a weird game like this because you're playing against Hoodwink, so the moment he uses Bushwhack, normally they use Scurry. Same with the Mars, he uses Spear, he uses Bulwark. You don't get the catch. Oh, that Spear actually misses Ryu. Manta style jumping back, hook shot onto 2. Dark Mago, they will actually blow up Shaka while Ryu walks back to safety, so they will find a kill secured, and it didn't really cost them much here on Thunder Awaken.
Clockwork sacrificed himself, saw that Pango is going to be in trouble. Continues to farm up. This Manta style making a difference there. If it was any other item, I still think they commit to him and they kill him. But yeah, Morphling in a great spot. You mentioned Kanda. Kanda done. It deals insane amount of damage with just one adaptive strike.
And just crit is always nice to have. Morphling's going for the shard in case he gets stun lock attempted. He'll be able to still swap in towards strength, which is always a nice one. Obviously, Orchid still counted it, but just don't get Orchided for Dark Mago. Very close to losing his first life to only 2 heroes there with the Centaur Rubik jump.
Oof, Dark Mago is really pushing the limits with the hero, and he did it already a few times and needs to be slightly more careful going into Sange next, so there's going to be some extra protection and tankiness. Give him that status resistance against all of those stuns.
Yeah, they need to keep him alive. And once Arena, the Mars gets his BKB, fights do tend to be a significant amount easier. They need BKBs on all their targets. Mars, obviously the Alchemist already has his. Hasn't used it since. He's almost done with the AC in the meantime. And Dark Mago is looking to go for the Shard. Okay, Overload. I mean, it's great with an Alchemist on your team.
Yeah, that's any cheap items they can buy right now. I also want to see some hexes later down the line. I want to see if Oscar maybe decides to pick it up on his Mars. Maybe a shard into hex or just straight up hex to have slightly more control.
Good shot, not gonna connect. Jump in onto the Clockwork. Heals himself because he knows he's gonna die anyway. Might as well delay him a little bit more. The Clockwork has died 7 times so far, which is more than half of the kills that Thunder Awaken has. They've just primarily been focusing that Clockwork the moment they see him.
Had to sacrifice himself a few times for the greater good.
Invisibility.
Creeping up. It's actually Thunder Awaken that's going for the more aggressive moves all over the map, which is surprising with how Team Silk was really the one aggressing for the most part and making it work perfectly for them.
Roche, that kind of changed the odds of this game, because they are the ones controlling the tempo, taking some of the towers, and I see Lumiere pinging high ground. He's like, okay, I have AC. If they don't want to TP back, we're gonna deal some damage to the tower. Let's see how fast it goes. It's pretty fast.
It's a lot of damage. The Minus Armor definitely doing a lot of work. Lumiere gets some damage received, and Meekum on the backline. One shot by the Morphling though. It's caught inside the arena. He's shifting back towards strength. Even has the greater healing Lotus to get all his HP back in case it gets a little bit too close for comfort. Oscar is surrounded by enemies. The BKB is going to be on Dark Mago.
Dark Mago, he's out of mana. Oh no, he killed him. He needed to wait extra 10 seconds. Now he's going to respawn. Let's see, Centaur, good force that from Mensch.
Catch. Dark Mago. Hoo, hoo, hoo. Almost got caught there a second time as well, but Dark Mago will be able to get away. And nice attempt from the Ench, unfortunately. Clockwork did have that hook shot, but no kill.
But still, he saves him. That was a nice play. Forces Centaur aggressively, so he can't land a stun when the Storm Spirit respawns. Pretty cool.
It was pretty much that missing damage that kept the Storm alive as well. Now, all things considered, still not great fight with Thunder Awaken. I mean, it really does show Team Silk are stronger, especially if the Morphling spots one of the supports, he one-shots them. Let's see, Janek, he's going for the Force Staff himself. He does have the Mage Slayer done. On the Hoodwink, Enchantress is going Dragonlance, which obviously shouldn't be turning into a Hurricane Pike soon enough. A slightly different version of the Enchantress than Solo, who only went for auras.
Yeah, he wants to scale. He feels that in a game like this, he will maybe need to deal damage because they are lacking in that department. Sure, you have like Alchemist and everything, but how much he can do during the BKB. It's still a 9-second BKB. He didn't even use it, so Lumiere, very patient. Janek gets it. That's going to be some extra damage. Hunter's Boomerang is online now.
Yeah, Boomerang now being a shard is pretty neat. The Aghanim Scepter is kind of weird. I don't really see anyone actually ever play with that Ags.
Yeah, it's not the greatest. I feel like it's also a bit of a complicated one. This is not Muerta Ags complicated, but it's up there.
Muerta's Ags, I still don't know where it's good for.
I like during TI we talked to some of the pros and they're like, well, we don't even know what it does.
It's like you stun someone, they take reduced damage, but they have like a spirit next to them that still uses the spells. Then what's the point?
It's basically a stun. That's what it is.
Yeah. Well, I'd rather just have an actual stun.
Hex.
Or a hex or something that doesn't cost you 4.2k, and it's like it's pretty okay, but it has a really big downside. Oh, Dark Mago gets jumped, but in response, Hermit tries to send Stampede. Nice spear. The arena comes out. He is stuck in there. Rolling Thunder comes out from Ryu. This might be a little bit of the save your buddy syndrome coming through if they're not careful. However, the Morphling come to play. Genix actually going to be able to heal up nicely. Oscar BKB TP out. I don't know who needs to disengage from this fight from the two sides.
Taking Centaur pretty quickly there. Nice spell usage with the spear and then Arena holding him in place so he can't run away. Morphling had to pop his BKB, going into Satanic next. This Morphling is super tanky, especially with the shard that he picked up. They just don't have enough to bring him down. Game pretty even in terms of net worth. We talked about Mars items, what he needs to pick up. He did have X in his quick buy, now switching up to shard. Get the Shiva's guard as well to reduce that healing coming up from Morphling, and also makes him much more tankier.
I'm curious how they're going to be able to try and turn this one in their favor in late game, because this Morphling is getting kind of out of control in terms of net worth. He is keeping up with Lumiere the entire time. Obviously, when you go to like late game, there's a point where Alchemist starts giving Aghanim Scepters to his allies. Obviously, I'm talking about 20-30 minutes in the future, but getting a free Ags on the Storm Spirit and the Mars could be really game-changing.
Yeah, could be. Alchemist needs to find that farm.
They actually do a
Getting
lot of
initiated on,
damage
drops
the Morphling.
very low.
And Shaka, same inside the cogs, will be taken down. The zip from the Storm, it's not going to be that successful. Dark Mago gets blown up, but Oscar with the catch onto the Morphling attempt. Turn their attention towards the... And, well, everyone. This Enchantress is the one that's actually doing all the damage. Hurricane Pike is done. One right click, boom!
Wow.
Gets blown up by MJZ. Ultra kill for the Enchantress. Leaping
Give him the rampage.
damage coming through. This is insane. Enchantress came in all the way through. Hurricane Pike doing the work. Is out of mana indeed, but the Morphling, he's swapping away. Lumiere can chase him for a very long time. He's got the Abyssal Blade actually fully delivered on the Alchemist. And MJZ will be able to, together with Lumiere, get the kill onto the Morphling. It was... I think we were bamboozled the entire time there, Lacoste. We were like, oh, how's the Alchemist going to do this? How's the, you know, the Storm Spirit going to do this? No. It's about how is MJZ going to do this.
7.1k damage from Enchantress in that fight. And they're going to take Roche one more time. They will have Banner for the high ground push, potentially. Not the fastest Roche, but yeah, I see Enchantress going for some big items. She has the Enchantress Quiver as well available. Also want to see who picks up the Aegis, whether they're going to give it to Dark Mago one more time, because he's the one dying. He's the one in the front line. MJZ, Moonsharded his quick buy. Runs out of mana pretty quickly.
Yeah, we're just gonna need to get himself some nice mana regen items. Obviously, if you go for like the upgraded Witchblade, you have technically a lot. The Parasma, you have a lot of mana added in, but doesn't give you the solid regen. I'm just looking forward to seeing what MJZ is gonna be building this game, because he is the real danger factor here.
This is also pre-shard. He doesn't have Sproink. He doesn't want to buy into it. Next Tormentor is going to be spawning shortly on their side.
The Enchantress Axe is really bad.
Yeah, the Axe is, yeah.
I mean, it could be fun if you have like a Lycan in your team, but that's about it. Or in the enemy's team. But it's in general just straight up bad.
If you ask me like what's better, Little Friends or Sproink, I would probably say Sproink.
Yeah, I definitely go for Sproink.
And there it is. He bought the Sproink for himself. Doesn't want to wait.
Nice to be able to dodge any incoming projectiles and
get out of cogs.
Yeah, multiple ways to disengage from the fight. Roshan's banner should actually give like something when you hold it. I think it should give like HP regen.
HP regen, yeah, HP mana regen when you hold it.
Because I think they have that on like the shard right now, the refresher shard. But the item just feels incredibly underwhelming. Cheese all the way.
Radiant.
I like the idea of something in this trend, but it just doesn't really do that much.
Yeah, it's not like sometimes you'll see it do really well when you know, you're pushing the high ground, defending those creeps, but yeah, most of the time it does feel slightly lackluster. Dark Mago keeping in, getting smoked. BKB now available for him, so that's going to be some extra protection.
Aegis, BKB, got his level 20 talent, so Electric Vortex duration increased. A little bit more of a lockdown. What's got Ryu got? He's got the Ags on the Pangolier, so the constant shield crash watchdog is going in. Destroyer Rubik is going to be the target. It's a 1-for-1 trade. Because I don't know where Janek died. I was looking at the Pango. I looked away, and the moment I looked away, I saw in the feed Janek died.
One swashbuckle shield crash and one adaptive strike for Morphling. That was it. All it was needed.
I mean, they remove Shotgun Morph and they bring back Shotgun Morph, so at least we get to see more shotgun plays. It's a lot easier of a shotgun these days because you don't have to use an item first and then a spell, but it is again the shotgun. While building stats, pretty neat. Is going for the Butterfly, and Alchemist doesn't want to go. Yeah, look at this, what Alchemist is going. He's queued up that he wants to get Aghanim Scepters for everybody. You get one. Actually, mainly this one. I don't really think anyone else in this team. Like Hoodwinks, no. Maybe the Mars. Like the Bulwark Shield Warriors in front of you is pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a cool looking one. You also don't want to buy that. There's always going to be a better item to buy. But oh, Dark Mago still holding the Aegis. We've seen this movie before. Exactly 10 minutes ago. And they were trying to do the same thing.
Well, the high ground push does commence. It is an Alchemist with a Swift Blink now, so on top of the already Chemical Rage massive attack speed, we'll have even more coming in. Dark Mago, the push slowly but surely, but slowly going in. He's actually going to dive onto Ryu. The spear gets thrown out. Dark Mago dropping low, needs to lose his first life. And indeed, he does lose his first life to the Morphling. Adapter striking him down. No Shaka, so there is not going to be a hook shot for 40 seconds.
Radiant's bottom barracks.
Flyback is on cooldown. Already used it twice this game. Rolling Thunder. Okay, maybe it's time to go in. No Clockwork for 30, no Rolling Thunder. Chemical Rage running out, so he doesn't have that for 30 seconds. They also don't have the hero that could like slowly siege. Maybe if Alchemist has Aegis, then he could do it, but he's definitely afraid because he might get brought down from 100 to 0.
Yeah, this Morphling does a lot of damage. Lots and lots of damage. And all you have to take him down is your least farmed hero in the game and on your team, and that's MJZ on that Enchantress, who's closing in onto his beautiful little moon shard. Will probably have to go MKB afterwards against the Morphling.
Might get MKB, might get that Witchblade that you mentioned. I feel like having mana is crucial because we've seen a longer fight and he was out of mana half the duration, still got the Rampage.
Dire's middle tower.
Oh yeah, Enchanted Quiver actually also gives you the, I forgot about the fact that it gives you True Strike.
Yeah.
So you always have that big first hit that you can throw out. Shard for who? Mars? Help.
Mars can't catch a break. He's
No,
like,
that's
guys,
sad.
come on, please. It's a good one, you know. It's the best they have on the team.
And he's not going to get it. No, it's going to the Alchemist, which, to be fair, is also a pretty good one. It's
Dire's middle tower.
Berserk Potion. It's really good HP regen, attack speed buff. Like you get 400 HP healed up in that period of time. It's a basic dispel against, I guess, slows. Yeah, slows. That's all they have. And a pause. 10k net worth lead for Thunder Awaken. But the dangerous part here is the fact that he's almost done with the Aghanim Scepter. He is actually done with the Aghanim Scepter. So we're going to get to see a Storm Spirit that all of a sudden jumps in terms of net worth. After having a pretty problematic game, he'll be able to pump out some damage. He's got the Witchblade himself. If he upgrades that to Parasma, it's going to increase their team fight damage by a lot, especially once the level 25 talent gets reached.
Yeah, should be pretty massive, but Aghanim Scepter being delivered to Storm, I believe. They're ready to go, and they will have Moon Shard completed on Enchantress, so a lot of big items. Timeless Relic on Mars, which will have debuff duration, spell amplification. Shiva's finished as well, level 20 talent, so even longer duration Spear Stun. And he did pick up the shard off his own because he got tired of these so-called RNGs.
Yeah, they're just mean to him. It was the only other shard they could get. Of course, it had to go to the Alchemist. Let's see. MJZ. Queued up. Well, yeah, he's got the full Moon Shard now. Queued up that he wants to get the MKB. No surprise there. Storm Spirit has a free Aghanim Scepter equipped. Look at that net worth. He's he's ahead of Ryu. How amazing of him. That recovery is nuts. He actually does get hook shotted though. Pops the BKB, zips back, and needs to disengage. We'll go for the straight zip TP back to base. Center Stampede was used, hook shot was used, and that is Storm at the very least getting out of dodge.
Extra status resistance from Kai Assange, I think, making a difference there, so they were unable to stun lock him. But this Morphling is massive. Alchemist, I don't know what the plan is, how to deal with Morphling. They don't have like any kind of True Strike. There is no Witchblade. You mentioned Enchanted Quiver on Enchantress, but that's definitely not enough to just kill Morphling straight. So they need to kill the other targets and then deal with Morph, because he has Butterfly, he has Satanic sitting at what, 59 armor, which is 78% physical resistance.
Oh, Lumiere coming in from behind. Spots Hermit, though, which is probably the worst target. Abyssal Blades himself by accident. Has a BKB at the ready. He is level 25 as well, so he's got the Chemical Rage movement speed. Doesn't really matter if you're going to get stun locked in the process. But initial engagement came through. Dark Mago is looking for a big zip target. Gets a two-man catch coming in. Pops the BKB. Does he have the damage? Yes, indeed. Destroyer is dead. The arena catch comes out as well. Ryu on the Bangalore will not be able to disengage the Aviana's Feather. Will not keep him going. In the meantime, the Morphling popped his BKB. Went for the man fight. Backline, Dark Mago's out of mana.
Dark Mago's in their base.
Ryu bought back for this. They actually get a two-man drag here, and the Morphling is dropping to again MJZ coming in with a mega
He has
kill.
no buy.
MJ God in the game. Dark Mago got hella saved there by the Trickster's Cloak or the Glimmer, either of the two.
It was both. I think it was both. And also, he has enough mana just to get the pull off. He was like, guys, I'm stuck. I'm gonna die, but gets like this Aghanim Scepter pull. And Morphling, he needs a little bit of gold. He needs 10 gold for buyback. I don't know if he wants to use it. These are long 70 seconds. There's also no buyback on Pango because he just used it and died. So this might be the game. Morphling needs to buy.
He does buy to rejoin the fray. Hookshot gets used on the side, and MGC's dead. That's a big kill. That's the pure damage that they have with the only.
They have Sentry.
Okay, Lumiere, and I looked away, and Lumiere just smacks away at Shaka. It's still an Alchemist. It's still pretty scary. They're taking out top Rex in the meantime while they're being annoyed by Lumiere. Zip comes out, the silence onto the Morphling, but there's a good stun by Hermit, and Dark Mago gonna get himself away. Will be able to sit back to safety, and look at all the damage coming out from Dark Mago with the overload attack bounce. It was just particle effects all over the place, and they tap out. It is going to be Thunder Awaken taking the series 2-0.
That was a close one. That Roche, the first Roche that they managed to take, put Team Silk in a difficult position where they were unable to keep the aggression going, because you could feel how much more timid they are. They were really afraid to go in. Dark Mago, I mean, this is how he plays. He's a very risky player, high risk, high reward type of a play. You'll see him dying a couple of times, and there was this one gigantic fight where MJZ went ham on Enchantress, getting ultra kill, getting another kill, which did skyrocket his net worth. But yeah, this is not a clean one. Team Silk is showing why they managed to win the qualifiers, go through the open qualifiers, because South America, like some of the teams, some of the good teams as well, had to go through open qualifiers, and this is going to be a bloodbath of the qualifiers.
Yeah, they definitely did show that they're worthy of playing the closed qualifiers with their performance so far. It did feel like when they got aggressive the entire time, they were looking really good, and then all of a sudden they stopped. They gave Thunder Awaken all the time to farm up the items they needed to be able to contest, and then I guess that's the difference. It's a little bit respect towards a big team like Thunder Awaken. You get a little bit of fear inside you. You see, like, heroes dying every once in a while, and I think Thunder Awaken really did recover after that break that they had, you know, the technical break where they're like, guys, chill, relax. We just need to take this to a point where the Storm Spirit's going to be useful again, and then in came the Alchemist giving a free Aghanim Scepter, and all of a sudden the Storm was pretty useful.
Yeah, that was a big changer. And also Shard picked up by Mars, so he can control like 2 units with his spear. Made a lot of difference in these 2 engagements. But yeah, they were farming up. I thought that Team Silk might be able to, you know, get it, but losing Roshan to a lineup that you know, is not the most typical Roche taking lineup. They do have sustain. It took them slightly longer than usual, but yeah, I think this is the team to look out for. It's not like crispy. They got stomped in the first game. Second game, showing what they're made of. And Team Silk, you know, will be playing from the lower bracket. But yeah, definitely a team to look out for.
Yeah, Thunder Awaken, of course, will move on towards the next stage, which will be handled by another pair. I will be quickly checking out which pair just for the viewers' peace of mind. Let's see, South America. It is going to be, I think, Robin Roll. Oh, wait. It is going to be Math Magician and Ace Dota that will be taking it over, which is nice because, of course, Ace Dota is Brazilian, so he's got all the inside scoops that you would love to see. For us, it is over for the day. We're going to take a bit of a break, and MENA region will be our safe haven tomorrow. Hopefully, we'll see you there. And don't forget, there's so much DreamLeague qualifiers going on. Check it out on all the different channels. Have a wonderful evening, and in case we don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
I'm a creature with no skeleton inside your hands. Got no home address, I come and go as you command. And it's fine with me, and it's fine. I'm a bandit that you use to keep from bleeding out. I'm the lover you don't love, but love to keep around. And it's fine with me, promise that it's fine. Maybe I'm a fool. It's not like I'm expecting something new. You need examination. I'll be your medication. Whatever, whenever, I'll never tell you no. I'm a picture on your shelf that some days makes you smile. Then I gather dust and watch you go about your life. And it's fine with me. I swear it's fine. I'd be offended if I still had any dignity. Instead of savoring the drink, it's slowly killing me. Say it's fine with me. Tell me that it's fine. Such a fool, but I don't have the will to run from you. You need examination. I'll be your medication. Whatever, whenever, I'll never tell you no. Break me down, go ahead and break me down, go ahead and break me down, go ahead. You need examination. I'll be your medication. Whatever, whenever, I'll never tell you no.
It starts with this, a person that you miss. Mine draws a blank. I wanna go back to the early days when life was an escape. Now I just wait for better days. I lost myself in your reality. Lost myself. I lost myself in your reality. Lost myself. I filled that life according to a friend. We're all shrink wrapped in families and making ends meet. Stuck in jobs we'll never leave. I never wanna be like that, so I wanna go back to my reality. Wanna go back. go.